Femboys! Nice to have everyone. Welcome back to Femboy Friday with Sasha. It's Femboy Friday. We're just yapping here. We're here to have a good time. That's what we're doing. Just checking when I close the windows before I get a noise complaint from my neighbors. You could silence the neighbors. You know, that would actually be neat because last week on Friday, they were partying until 2 a.m. on Saturday. That's illegal? Yes, it is. So chat, let's get to the topic of the stream. I bet you're wondering what the title is about. In this stream, I will tell you how to dress like a femboy. You may wonder, why? Check this out. Ignore the VTubers down here that YouTube thinks that these are in some way similar to my content, which I am offended by, but ignore that. Like, YouTube thinks if I make a video called how to dress like a femboy, it will get popular. So we're doing that. So chat, in this stream, we will go over some of my femboy clothing accessories. And I will show off what works as a femboy fit and what doesn't. And in the end, you will hopefully learn a bit more about how to dress like a femboy and stuff like that, okay? So chat, you all ready? Femboy. 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 Another femboy. This one is kind of a femboy, but also like gender fluid, so it's not entirely femboy. It's complicated. This one is a femboy, a breedable femboy, I think. This one's really hot, except for the facial expression. Chat, first of all, I must say I'm a bit disappointed in you. A whole, 4 hours ago, I put out an announcement telling all of you to post your femboy pictures on Discord so we can look at them for our first part of femboy class, teaching about femboy style, and not a single person responded. So, to anyone watching on YouTube, if you want to be part of a sleepy tiny femboy community that has some obsessive and crazy people in it but isn't really active, join the Discord server in the description. In order to dress like a femboy, we need to understand what is a femboy. You have to think, how would a guy trying to dress like a woman dress? This is an example of how, terminally online, members of the male sex perceive femininity. Anime. Femboys are weeb shit. I'm sorry to say it, femboys are weebs. Femboy dressing and femboy community grew out of the weeb community. Because the weebs were like, I want to dress like this. Look at how cute he is. Nyah. And you look at this dress, it's not too dissimilar from how femboys dress, you know? The weird arm bits that nobody actually does. But you see them in anime, you don't see them in real life outside of femboys, do you? This is femboy fashion. You will see, got the same arm things as me. Femboy fashion consists of combining the same 10 things hundreds of times, okay? You see thigh-highs, booty shorts or skirts are must go. And then, here's an important thing, exposed midriff. Has to be. Like, if you don't expose your midriff, well, suddenly I don't look as much of a femboy anymore, do I? And now let's say I take off the arm things. Now I just look like a person in thigh-highs. And now let's take away the thigh-highs. Now I just look like a person. Then here, premier femboy. You can see also booty shorts, exposed thighs, thigh-highs, and exposed midriff. Bonus points if your femboy outfit includes cat ears or a gamer headset. Like this. Headset. It just works. Then, of course, this is the default femboy, right? Like, kind of black and white, not a lot of color. But you can have the opposite, pastel femboy. These look like an anime girl character. And that is very much on purpose. You have a lot of, white, pink, and purple, okay? That also works. You're looking at femboy color combinations. All you will see is either combinations of black and white or white with, pastel tones, something like that. So, now that we've gone over the femboy theory, let's try some. A default femboy style that we've seen multiple times here is skirt plus thigh-highs plus shirt. If you were doing this, you would be naked at this point. But, because I don't want to be demonetized, I'm still wearing some stuff. One thing you can do, of course, is just wear a short top. And this is how it starts off, right? And now, we need something for here. So, let me add the weird armpits back. Better already, innit? One thing you can do, if you're not a fan of thigh-highs, instead is fishnets. We've seen multiple femboys wearing fishnets, so let's try them on. And then you just add something for your bottom, which I'm not a bottom, but this part of clothing is called a bottom. Check this out. And now, with pretty much the same outfit, we just added some fishnets and some armpits. Now suddenly it's a femboy fit. Now, depending on your personal preferences, you can adjust this further, right? What I usually do, because I tend to go for a bit of a goth femboy, is add some spikes. There we go. Already a completely different vibe, right? So, important part of femboy culture is adding accessories. For example, cat ears. So now we've seen two different combinations Like thigh-highs or fishnets, something for the bottom. I usually go for a skirt. You could go for booty shorts. And then something that exposes your midriff on top. Could be a t-shirt, like the t-shirt I had earlier. This is a full-size t-shirt, right? Now you can see this does not expose my midriff, does it? Here's a trick. If it's an oversized shirt, you can pull it back, then put a knot in the back. Once you have the knot in the back, now your midriff is exposed. I have also seen some femboys that just kind of go with this, just like oversized shirt because it's comfortable or something. Adjust to taste. There's another alternative. There's a stereotypical femboy fashion that might get me mocked and memed about for even putting on. Anime style maid outfit. While this works, there are ways of upgrading it, right? Now here's the problem with this. We don't have an exposed midriff, okay? So we only have one color from here to here. That's not great, okay? And then we only have one color from here to here. What we need to do is take these long, lanky arms and break them up into different component parts. And now, doesn't look that great. Lacks contrast. This is only one color. All of this is multicolor. This is one color. So, boom. Way better already. This would be a passable femboy outfit, just with the fishnets. But let's put the thigh-highs back on. And now, you see these other white bits I had around my wrist? Get this. Yet another completely different femboy outfit. Now I remember, there was a white thing that went with this here. I'm gonna go get it. Don't look at my butt while I go. Okay, I can't find it. I know, I'm a disappointment to femboy kind. I apologize. It's the basics of femboy fashion. Show some skin here, here, and here, ideally. Midriff, shoulders, thighs. Those are the three important things to expose to be a good femboy. And then, you know, basically dress like an anime figure.
Nigel Ithro says Cybertrooper55 said, I saw Sasha butt already anyway, long ago, but that's forbidden.
Careful, Cyber. Careful. I enjoy you, but be careful. So chatters, now you know how to dress like a femboy, like a streamer at least. Keep in mind to dress as much as an anime character as you can feasibly pull off. Get all of the shit from Amazon, that's what every femboy does. And if you're going to mix colors, make sure it's either black and white or white with pink accents. Those two work. Anything else, you need to get good color theory for. So, now you know that. Make sure to subscribe to me on YouTube for YouTube shorts every 2 days. And then also a video every now and then when I feel like it, you know. And also follow me on Twitch where I'm live every Friday.